Hello, everybody. Yeah, that is pain. Wow. Honestly, I don't feel like I have thoughts right now. That game was really bad. That was not a fun game to watch. There were moments that were okay, but it, it was really terrible. It reminded me a lot of the games that we had with the Jimmy Butler team, where we were good and we were playing well, but it was like not enjoyable, except this game was just fully unenjoyable. Both teams played bad. We actually came out to kind of a hot start, which was nice, but man. Yeah, well, are you talking about the last play? And welcome to the chat, Jacob. Jacob Jensen. Sorry, we got two Jakes in here. I'm not on trade Towns after this. We're 3-2, so I can't agree with you yet. But and Ant, the the last play, I don't know. He seemed like he didn't realize that. There was a couple different things there, because that last play was really weird. Where at first Towns' great defense on Jokic. I mean, apparently we just own Jokic late game. But yeah, so Towns is great defense, and then Ant, like I don't think he was trying to pull up. I think he thought that because the shot clock went off, and my thought was I thought they were going to stop the play too. It's just a tricky situation because sure you could have, but at the same time, um, then you stop a fast break where we could have done something, but then we were just off. Like obviously Beasley tries for it, and even though Beasley had a hot game, and like of course I want him to do well, but it's like you shouldn't be taking that shot. You have a defender all over you. But I think it comes down to more than the last play on the game. I think there was a lot of bad decisions that happened in this game. A lot of times where we shouldn't have been ahead. A lot of times where they shouldn't have been ahead. It's a weird game because like we started off hot. We went on like a 14-4 run. They went on a 14-4 run to end the half. It would be like we hit a three, they hit a three. Then it would be we get an alley oop dunk, they get an alley oop dunk. It was crazy. And then that last, yeah, if I think, and then also Ant had the ball with time left and he didn't realize it um, because Barton was celebrating with like 2 seconds left in the game, even though Ant had the ball right under the basket. I couldn't believe it, but it was just such a weird game. And sorry I came on a little bit later. I'm trying to check and see if the Timberwolves do that thing where they get free tickets. I want more tickets. I didn't get tickets to this game. That's why I was able to go live sooner. But yeah, let me catch up. Bench played good. It did, Jake Erickson. Let's see. Trying to pull a half court now. I accidentally was on my personal account. Yeah, no. I don't think Towns had that bad of a game. I think Towns, and I guess I have not paid attention to the stats. I'm just looking at him now. He had, okay, at the end of the first half, Jokic had more missed shots than Cat had shot attempts by double. So painful, but you are right, Annie. It was. We could have won that one. I was looking for D'Lo to pass to Ant, but it seems like Beasley stepped in. That is true. It was just like we haven't had enough of those situations. We haven't been put in situations where we're in winnable games with only a couple seconds left. Especially with all three of our starters. So I'm not trying to make excuses because this was a terrible game. But damn, I just other than that, I just have like empty brain right now. It is so painful. I just sat there looking because throughout the game, I never felt like we were going to win, but I also never really thought that we were going to lose. And then it just finally happened, and it was just pain. So spacing was terrible. Towns did have a great first half, and Towns is playing so composed. I know I've kind of hated on him, and obviously we've had some strong opinions on Cat. We started off the show with Jacob Jensen saying trade Towns, but I think he fouled times tonight, and he totally just walked away from the play so calm. I couldn't believe how calm he was being in these situations. Annie-oop, that's the story of the game. We missed so many layups. Ant missed like 4 layups, easy layups he missed. Beasley missed a couple. I think D'Lo missed one. D'Lo also had some crazy ones too. But Godfrey trade Towns, is that your personal account, Jacob Jensen? Oh man, you know It's funny. I guess you guys are all having super strong feelings about Towns after tonight. Did he say something crazy after the game or something? I mean, I don't. I didn't think it was that crazy bad of a game. He did have a good first half. Second half was weird, kind of the typical like cat weirdness. We did waste Beasley's first Arby's performance. This is true, and they still. By the way, I'm checking. They still don't have tickets available in the app, but you will be able to get your cheddar and beef, roast beef, or whatever it is. Opposing center's going off. That's true. I mean, this is Jokic, and I don't know, Jokic at the same time. Like Jokic took so many threes tonight. Let's see, how many did he end up taking? I guess he only took 8. Felt like all of them were in the first half, though. He just kept launching, and I was kind of like, okay, whatever, go ahead. 5 points over the last 3 quarters. Yeah, I guess, and it's funny because you guys are so like anti-Towns right now. I do think, actually, Mass Dexter, you bring up a good point. I think the chemistry between Ant and Cat is just off. And, I mean, if we're really going to start diving down this path, I know Ashwin would like slap me on the wrist for this. But if we're going to go down this path, obviously we're choosing Ant over Cat. But I don't think it's important. I don't think we should be getting into that conversation. We're 3-2. Although we should have probably won this game because they were playing on a back-to-back. Jokic was also hurt, kind of. We're 3-2. Realistically, this team, although it was super bad tonight, I believe this team can win these games. I mean, both of these this is probably going to be a top 3 or 4 seed in the West, right? I mean, it's just crazy. But why isn't Ashwin here? He was busy tonight. I don't remember why. I can't remember. And honestly, I might be busy on Monday night. I might not be able to do a show on Monday, so I might have to figure out how to get Ashwin to go live. But yeah. Denver played bad. We played worse. That is kind of the story of the game, along with the missed layups. Just painful. So, we had some good effort out of Vanderbilt. We had one person that I feel like had a really bad night was Jayden McDaniels. The only plays that I liked were the ones where he actually was fouling people. Every other play, bad passes. He wasn't able to handle some passes. It's just like gross, And Any-oop, that's the record that we projected I projected going into the beginning of the season for the first 8 games. I expected us to go 5-3. Expect is like a strong word for the Timberwolves because I don't really expect anything out of the Timberwolves. But yeah, I think we could win. I certainly think we could win both Clippers games. They look kind of bad right now, but they have a couple players that can kind of torch us. So be interesting. They're not in shambles. What is their? I mean, they're probably 3-3, something like that. Or is it worse? Oh my God, they're 1-4. Yeah, it's definitely doable. Felt like the first New Orleans game, except the Nuggets were a good team, so they actually came back. Yeah, I think that's fair. You guys are all making great points tonight. You guys should just do the show. Yeah, JJ, no, you're right. I think, the Nuggets are, like I said, a top 3, top 4 team in the West, most likely, and that's without Jamal Murray. So this is, I think they're a team that should beat us, even if we are at 100%. And looking at our top 3 tonight, they didn't have the offensive production that we need, and if they do, we win the game. Easy, obviously. We only lost by 2. We only had 14, 14, and 14 points from D'Lo, Ant, and Cat. And, each had individual moments that were special. Cat in the first few minutes of the game, which was really all he did. Ant had that. He had like a couple great finishes. He had a couple crazy layups that he made. He also missed a million. And then D'Lo started 1 of 8. So everybody, and then he came back a little bit in the last half. So we kind of, we needed everybody to click at the same time, or at least 2 players to click at the same time. Because in the first half of the game, I mean, we should have easily kind of been putting up numbers as to how the Denver defense was playing against us. We should have capitalized more, and we did a little bit. But against these good teams, you really gotta just hammer it home. If you're getting a lead, you can't make stupid mistakes, stupid passes. And actually, since I wasn't at the game, I got to hear Jim, Pete, and Dave talk about it, and they brought up a good point too. they kept trying to make home run plays in the first half of the game, or really throughout the entire game, throwing like full court passes, trying to be like Kevin Love. It's just bad shots, bad passes, just kind of a bad game. Some of the blame this season should go on Finch, by the way, or this season. I don't think we've had a good offensive performance. You're right, and I mean, the only credit that I'll give Finch about that was that they apparently fully focused only on defense through training camp. So they really didn't do anything offensively, given our team is probably strong enough offensively to be able to kind of power through that and just make shots. Where D'Lo has not been making shots. Ant's been inefficient, very inefficient. And Towns has been okay. Towns has actually had a pretty good start shooting-wise to the season. But tonight wasn't really one of those nights. So, yeah, a little rough. So, I think, what we're going to do here tonight is we're going to do a tier list. Oh, I got to check. I'm going to keep checking for tickets. So, you're going to have to forgive me, because if I can get free tickets, I'm obviously going to nothing yet. And you guys got to remind me if they have anything. You got to let me know. Ant will be under 40% after this game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he will. I think you're right, because he shot 6 of 19 tonight. So, and I do think the offense will take some time to get used to it. And I do think that our defense is certainly better than it has been in many previous seasons. But this was just like not a fun game to watch. So, why are people blaming he was low-key our best starter? If you're talking about, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Ant or Cat? Or who? D'Lo? I don't know. I feel like they all were pretty similar tonight. They all, like I said, they all had highs, they all had lows, both offensively and defensively, and just, it was just, I mean, it's bad. I can only assume you're talking about Ant or Cat, though, because I feel like those two, I can't, it probably can't be Ant. What was D'Lo's stat? D'Lo had 14.6 assists, 2 steals, 6 of 15. So he was the best shooter of the team, other than Malik Beasley. But I guess Patrick Beverly, but he only took 5 shots. So D'Lo did feel like he had moments in the second half, but he started the first half 1 of 8, and although the shots that he was making in the second half are the shots that I want from D'Lo, it's, you got to have other players on the team, your other stars on the team perform. So he's making some long twos, some like dagger threes. He hit that crazy, like, I don't even know, he was off balance, like throw it off the side of the glass layup, which I hated at the moment, and then it went in. I was a kind of a no yes moment. But yeah, just up and down for everybody. The bench did play well tonight. That is the one group of the team that I will kind of lump together and say did really well. They held their own, and Nas even held his own kind of against what's his name, Jokic. We're dead last in rebounding. I believe it, and that's why I feel like Vanderbilt has to be out there not getting fouls, because tonight he had 4. Yeah, 4. And if we have Vando out there, I mean, he was getting called for some over the back fouls again. He's just such high energy. You're bound to have those things happen. So, was anybody at the game tonight, or is everybody at home tonight? I saw a lot of people on Twitter were at the game somehow. I don't know if they bought tickets or they got free Arby's tickets or what. But JJ says, I still envision a play where Beasley spaces on that fast break and D'Lo throws a lob to Ant to tie it. Yeah, our wings for the past decade have not been able to space out on fast breaks. It never happens. It's painful. It happened with Wiggins and Levine. It's happened even with the Jimmy Butler days. It still happened, and now it's happening again. It's like everybody's just so hungry to be the scorer on the team. I do think we're better balanced now, where there's kind of like a better power structure, if that makes any sense. But yeah. Oh, Annie Oop, I'm going on Monday too. I'm going with a friend from out of town, actually. So, coming in from Seattle, we're going to see the Wolves play and, God willing, beat the Magic. If we lose to the Magic, I am going to be in the dumps. Warning. If we lose to the Magic, I am going to be so sad. Given I get that they have good players, a decent talent. But we should not be losing to them. We should be absolutely dominating them. Finch is dumb sometimes. Yeah, I think he's still trying out. It's too early for me to judge him. But a win against the Magic wouldn't be too big of a statement, but it would be nice to actually blow them out. Yeah, it would be. I'm definitely hopeful for a win, and I think it should be a blowout win, but we also should have blown out the Pelicans. Well, the Pelicans have been playing good, even though their record doesn't show it. They've been playing good against teams. Yeah, I mean, we should have probably done even better than we did against the Rockets, but see. If we lose, I'm going to streak the court and punch Finch for giving me hope. Oh my God. Well, if the police come asking me who did it, I am going to tell them it was you, Anyup. I like Finch, but that best offensive coach vote should be revoked until further notice. Possibly. We'll see. I do think we have to give it some time because they really did only focus on defense, which is evident because they've had a good defensive start. At least better than we expect as Timberwolves fans. So, and to be honest, people were kind of hyping up the beginning of the season, or not hyping, the opposite. They were kind of downplaying and saying, hey, this could be a bad beginning of the season. We might be bad on offense and defense as we are learning new schemes and things like that. So if we can be 500, my goal for the season, my prediction when we did that here on the stream was 41-41. And if we can play 500 basketball and win against any team, I'm not saying beat every team, but if we have the chance to win against teams and we do 50% of the time, I'll take that as a win this season. So tonight, I'm not that down. I mean, we're 3-2, so we're still playing around 500 basketball. You know, I certainly don't want to see us playing down to the level of people, and I do want to see us playing up to the level of people like Denver, given tonight they did not play up to their standards. So we'll see. Better than before. Yeah. Oh no, definitely. Yeah. So here, we're going to get into the tier list now. And for the tier list, for those of you that don't know, I know most of you do, but if you're new here, this is based on only tonight. Only tonight, nothing else. It doesn't, like, if you think Cat's an A1 for the year, that's fine. But tonight he may not. He's not going to be an A1. So, we're pretty kind of it's a challenging grading scale because we have to base it off of what we expect out of them, and we're also pretty harsh with that grading scale. So, if you see players like Ant get a C or a D, that doesn't mean we think they're terrible players. That just means that tonight they played as a D. So, and we're probably going to see a lot of low scores tonight. But I know most of you in the chat here already know that. But just in case anybody's watching it back in the VOD. So, let's get it up here. Let's get Jarrett Culver's face back on the screen. Tier list. Oh, highlights. I forgot them. Let me see. Well, I have them, but I kept waiting for them to show. Let's see here. Whoopsies. I wanted them to be available for me to just download the entire clip of highlights, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen. So you guys are going to have to deal with it like we did that last time. So I'm going to have it up at a point and then not. So let's see. Bear with me. Oh, 7 people are watching me right now. Where is this? Sorry. Hello. Let's go. But yeah, anybody else? I know you said you're going to the game. Is anybody else going to the game on Monday night? Okay, here we go. Gonna get this pulled out of here. There we go. Where are we? There we go. Oh, that's ugly. Okay. Please hold. Sorry, I'm unprepared for this one. I kept waiting, and then nothing ever came of it, so I just gave up. Timberwolves, Nuggets. There we go. Boom. Hey, it's working like it should have the first time. Not really. It's going to fail me. I know it. Okay. We do have a Top Shot opening later. Sorry, guys. Sorry for this. Cameron is a cutie. Oh. Oh, see, this is what happens. Okay, let me go back here. Press play again. and make sure this is looping. Boom. All right. Here we go. Oh. No. I won't hold you guys hostage while I do this. Okay. So, anyways, we started off the game really well. As you can see down below me, that's so cool. I love this new feature. Thank you, Ashwin. You're such a genius. But we started off the game really good. But then I don't know why I'm recapping the game. What am I doing? I'm getting all lost. Okay, we're back into the tier list. And before we do the tier list, everybody pull out your Timberwolves app and make sure that you're not missing out on free tickets. And if you guys didn't warn me about some free tickets, then you have to let me know in the chat. You have to. Okay. So again, for people that are new here, we go from least amount of minutes to most amount of minutes. We're gonna go. I'm gonna try to actually abide by my rule of going quick on the low tier players. So, or low tier, low minute players. Anyways, we've got Jayden Mclaughlin. He only had 2 rebounds, played 4 minutes. Actually, the minutes that he was in there was not terrible, but he didn't really do anything. Same with Prince. Prince had 8 minutes, literally nothing other than 2 field goal attempts. He looks so bad this season. I hate it. Those two I'm going to kind of lump together. Honestly, and unfortunately, it's probably what we do expect from them, so I feel like I can't really give them that harsh of a grade because they didn't, like, hurt the team. Well, you know what? I changed my mind already. We're going to give Jayden Mclaughlin a C, but we're going to give Taurean Prince a D because we honestly do expect more than him. We just can't have that happen. He can't be doing this poorly. By the way, I think this is working somehow. The whole stream thing. I mean, I will gladly take the stream working. I just didn't expect that to happen. So, I also forgot I don't have the video up on my screen. Oh, it's not working. Just kidding. Figured it was too good to be true. Anyways. So, back to it. I think those are fair. But remember, you guys can participate in chat as well. Next up, we've got Naz Reid. 18 minutes, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5 of 8 shooting, and 2 of 5 from 3. He finally hit some threes. So, good game for Naz. I thought he was one of our better players tonight. At times, he held his own against Jokic, and we did get to see a little bit of a Towns Naz Reid lineup there at the end. Honestly, this could be an A game from Naz Reid. You're right, Mass Xer. I honestly, I'm kind of down to give him that just because he did play well. And he had that. His athleticism is kind of wild. He doesn't seem like somebody that would be athletic, but then he has that like putback dunk. That was insane. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But I might give him an A. It's hard to give somebody an A on a night where we lost, but it was such a weird game. We're going to give Naz an A because he was really the only one that I enjoyed watching tonight, really. Next up, who do we got? Played better than Cat, low-key. Man, people hated Cat tonight. It's funny, I didn't even necessarily view it as Cat's issue. I thought it was more of like Finch not giving him touches, and obviously just going against Jokic, you know. He's a tricky player to go against. Next up, we've got Josh Kogi, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists, and looks like no blocks. He was 1 of 4 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line though. That's pretty good. I think for a quick grade on Kogi, just quickly go off of what he did. He actually played a pretty good game for us tonight. As Godfrey's saying in the chat right now, our bench played decent, outscored Denver bench 41-22. And it's believable because these last few guys that I'm talking about, Naz Reid, Josh Kogi, Patrick Beverly, in order are plus 15, plus 18, and plus 10 for the night. And it felt like it, you know. When our bench was out there, they were playing a little bit better than Denver's bench. And they may be at the moment a little bit better than the Denver bench. But our starters just, as they were matching up against, like when their starters came back in, our starters came back in, and we just started getting outworked and just making bad plays. So, but they were too, and that's why the game was so close. So, anyways, Josh, I'm going to give Josh a... Man, I was going to say B and maybe C. I don't know. You know, it's tricky for this one because it's like if we if because what do we expect out of Josh at this point? Not that much, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I loved his energy that he brought. He had some defensive plays tonight, and he did have a lot of tries for like layups that I don't like the aggressiveness on offense. Just because I know he struggles to finish a lot of these things. He did hit one layup that was kind of crazy. But see, exactly, Mass Xer. And I think I'm going to go off of my rule that I do where if I'm in between, we go up or down with the loss. We lost, so we're going to go C- or C+. And Jake Erickson, yeah, I agree. I think C+ just because we lost tonight. If we would have won, I would have given him a little bit more credit. Oh, wait, Josh did not play. But we'll give him a C+. Obviously, he did more than McLaughlin, so and none of these guys played. Man, Jake Layman never plays, and I know that that's not necessarily anything too interesting, but you know. And sorry guys, I know the highlights are going out. I couldn't download them. I tried to get a YouTube downloader to just download it in, but it didn't work. Anyways, next up, we've got Patrick Beverly. Huge energy again tonight. Had a lot of fouls though, and almost all of them, if not all of them, were real fouls. Even though he complained about a couple, he hit him on like the wrist or the arm, just frustrating fouls. But you kind of, I mean, you're looking for that kind of energy out of Pat Bev, and you know if he's going to get called for it. The foul calls were kind of weird tonight. I didn't necessarily think it was unfair to one side or the other, but the refs just seemed like weird. It was just, I don't know. There was sometimes when they were calling the elbows, like that. Another weird instance was where Cat goes down, does the elbow move up into like the upper shoulder kind of area. They call him for a foul, offensive foul. And Jokic goes down, does the same thing. They call the foul, and it's like you never call that foul on Jokic ever, but you did tonight. But then there was also just like weird like non-contact calls for us at the rim. It's just weird, so weird. Anyways, Beverly had 7 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. 2 blocks. My God. You know, this is probably a game that we expect from Patrick Beverly, so I don't really want to. I couldn't give him a D, but I think C is probably fair for him tonight. We didn't win. Again, it's similar to Josh in a way where it's like, oh well, if we won, you know, that would be a different story. But it's not that different story. So we're gonna give Patrick Beverly also a C, probably around the same as Josh. So I mean, realistically, it's not that different. So. All right, last player on the bench, best player on the bench, probably best player of the game, Malik Beasley. Let's see. Sorry, I missed some. C+. Yeah, you're right. Jake Erickson, they were letting them play in the first quarter and just started making random calls. Exactly. It was like so weird. And I didn't have that same anger that I had towards them that the game against New Orleans, the second game, where it was like, oh my God, these calls are insane. By the way, that Nas layup that I just went on the screen is insane. Put the Bucks game back on after this. Yeah, seriously, we need to put. Yeah, the Bucks game was a great game. I think we're going to be surprisingly good away this year, because one, I think D'Lo is way better away player than home player, and two, we've got these kind of energy guys like Pat Bev. We've got Josh Kogi. We've got Jared Vanderbilt. And even Nas Reed to some extent, and Ant, you know, that can all be kind of aggressive and, you know, make good plays for us on the road. So I'm looking for, that's just my little tidbit. But anyways, Beasley had a great night. What do we say for Beasley tonight in the chat? I'll read off his stats while you guys put your grades in. He had 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. He was only 6 of 14 shooting, and all 6 of those makes were threes. Almost tied his career high, which I believe was one of his first games as a Timberwolf. We were playing the Clippers at home, and he hit this crazy 3 to end like the first half where we were up by 20 or something like that. Hopefully foreshadowing to the next game. But 6 to 10 on threes, only had 1 personal foul. Had a couple boneheaded plays, like the last play of the game. And there was a couple, I think he had a pass or 2 that was questionable. I can't remember. But D'Lo hates Minnesota confirmed. Stat sheet. Yeah. Seriously. But, okay, so we've got a B for Beasley. You know, I said he was the best player of the game, but maybe Nas was the best player of the game. I think they're not so far off. I think I gave a little bit of a edge to Nas just because I like Nas. I don't dislike Bees, but I'd say for Beasley, I'm probably leaning towards a B. I think you're right, Annie. I think a B is probably fair. He had a great shooting night, but at the same time, we need a little bit better defense from him at times. Please don't replay. It's happening. It's just happening. So we got to get through the tier list as soon as quick. That ending soured it all for me. 100%. I know the game. Like honestly, I wasn't that upset about the game until about the fourth quarter. And man, I know I shouldn't tweet stuff like this, but man, Bones Highland, the fact that he's just like rubbing it in our face, and it's fine to trash talk, but like this guy hit like 2 shots tonight, and I know he did great in the preseason game against us, but it's like, God, I am rooting against him now, and I hate that because he seems like a good guy, but it's like I can't root for you. I just can't. You can't. Every shot he made, he's doing the like ice in the veins thing. And it's like, oh my God. But D'Lo and him can leave any time now. Hey, I'm all for trade talk. I am all for that. If I were a GM, man, the fans would hate me because I'd be talking trades. We'd be doing trades every year, major trades all the time. We would be trading players for picks, tanking frequently. I mean, I'm like born to be a GM in Minnesota. They're best buds for a reason, looking in a mirror, but for different positions. Wow, that's deep. Okay, guys. So I had a thought. Ashwin again is gonna slap my wrist for saying this. I shouldn't even say this. I need to have like nobody clip this out of context because this is like this sounds really bad after we lose a game and we're 3-2, but. Just think about the possibility of Cat and possibly even D'Lo or possibly even Ben Simmons all teaming up in Phoenix, and Minnesota ends up getting Ayton, and obviously you'd need more than just that, but get Ayton, some other maybe role players like, hey, I'm just saying, and no, immediately. But, I think down the road there will be things to talk about, but I'm not at that point right now. I'm not at that point right now. I just like to think about the possibility of trades because, like, if the season doesn't work, which is possible, then we need to start exploring that. But I'm not there now. D-Book must come here. I don't think he has any need to come here unless they start sucking and we start absolutely dominating people. Anyways. All right. Oh, I didn't even grade Beasley. Let's grade Beasley. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see. Beasley, where are you? There you are. We'll give him a B. I didn't have any strong opinions from anybody else in the chat, so we'll give him a B. Okay. We shot 38%. Oh, you gave him an A, Mastexer. Dang. Or you giving my trade an A? No, I'm just kidding. We shot 38% from the field, 71% from 3. We didn't have a best player. I mean, that is true. But DeAndre Ayton's trade value must be crazy to garner all those 3. No. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying that he gets them there, because obviously, I mean, and I shouldn't even be going into this detail, especially 5 games into the season, but I mean, I do think that there are some trends in the wrong direction of Cat and Ant not necessarily meshing together game-wise, but again, it's way too early to really judge that. And if there were to be any kind of trades with Phoenix or anything like that for major players, there's no way that only Ayton gets that done. You'd have to have other things happening. So I don't know how it works out, and to be honest, I haven't really like sat down at a trade machine and like tried anything. But just thinking worst case scenarios. I love to play GM. So anyways, I don't know if Nas should be an A. I'm totally agreeing with you. I think he wasn't A worthy. I think you're right. I think I got too hyped up on the Nas putback. I think we got to put Nas at B below Beasley. No A's tonight. It was a bad night. Oh, sorry. Stupid highlights. Okay. Okay. Next up, we got the starters, and I am taking way too long already. So, Jared Vanderbilt only played 16 minutes, but that was because of foul trouble. Even Jim said it was like if you posted on day, but that's true. That's true. 16 minutes, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 3 of 5 shooting. He actually, well, shooting is always not really true. It's more of layups and dunks. But he had that crazy putback in the beginning of the game that was super hyped. The crowd got really hyped for that one. But he was 3 of 5 shooting, 4 personal fouls. They got him pretty quick too. Super frustrating, but like I said earlier, that's what happens with these energy players. They're gonna get it. Beasley lost the game. Charles, I mean, kinda. That was a really bad drive at the end. I know he wants to beat it, or not beat tie his old team and make the play, but that's just not the play. But you're right. I mean, partially. The whole game was bad, though, Charles. Like we didn't have really any, other than the first quarter, first couple minutes of the first quarter, it was pretty unenjoyable. But Vando, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. You said it perfectly. I said it in the long way. You said it the short way, JJ. Vando had some nice boards, but fouling machine. And that's kind of what he is, And to some extent, I kind of am okay with some of these players being foul machines, but I want them to get their money's worth, and I don't mean to hurt people. I just mean like no ticky-tack fouls. If you're gonna get a foul, and I don't. Tonight wasn't necessarily the greatest example of my argument here, but like don't let them make it. Like make them have to like seriously do some insane play to get it. Instead of just ticky-tack fouls. I don't like that, but. Anyways, Vando probably C plus. I'm in the middle between C plus and B minus. I mean, the fouls really hurt, but his energy in the beginning of the game was really nice. They kind of cancel each other out. How much do we expect from Vando? Not a ton. Probably 6 points, 6 rebounds. 10 points, 10 rebounds on a good night. So probably C. We'll give him maybe a C below. Actually, yeah, he did have some stupid passes. We'll do this. You guys can change my mind later, but I just want to move on to the next one. So let me know if you totally disagree with that. Anyways, Jayden McDaniels. Okay, so the hardest person to grade on a nightly basis is Jayden McDaniels. But tonight I was watching him a lot, and I didn't like what I saw. And I'm not going to go off of my preseason hot takes of not really being too excited for the possibilities of him this season, because I have been kind of shying away from those. I just think that he's going to be okay. But tonight was a bad game for Jayden. He had 24 minutes, 2 points, 5 rebounds. He was 1 of 7 shooting. I don't know if I really want him taking 7 shots. Also, Towns was passing it to him late game for a 3. I don't care if he's open. When does he make 3s like that for us? Like ever? Never. Jayden was not good tonight whatsoever. D, C minus, C. Yeah, I'm thinking D, to be honest with you. I think he was just, he had 4 fouls too. Just all of these plays, he had 4 missed 3s, and it's like, man, I get that we need him to make plays, and we need him to get integrated into the offense somewhat. And of course, if Jayden starts producing any bit offensively, it comes back to that Josh Okogie question, of like, hey, if Josh could hit corner 3s or drive to the basket and hit some layups, Josh instantly becomes a insta-start player for us. Instantly. Because of his defense, because of his size, even though he's not tall, he's like bigger. If he was able to perform offensively, Josh would be our starter. But Jayden's out there because he is so good defensively and so tall. But this year, this year the shooting has not been here. And it just comes back to that Josh Okogie question. So I'm going to give him a D this year. Today. Just because it wasn't good. This might be the lowest that we've seen Jayden on one of these before, because last season he did really well for us, so we didn't really complain too much. But yeah, I didn't like Jayden's. I did not like it. Someone called him a taller Okogie tonight in the Wolves subreddit. Really? Yeah, that's at this point kind of true. If he can't, God, I just saw the last play. God, we are right. We do need to. Maybe we should change up the highlights. Maybe I don't want to watch this. Oh, we're gonna watch. We're not gonna watch sadness. We're gonna watch amazingness. Let's do. What do we want to do? we'll do the let's do the Ant at the Rockets. I don't know if that was actually that good, but you know what? It's just better. We just need a better vibe. um, who the hell is working the clock? Yeah, also, yeah, that's right. We had all those weird clock issues in the beginning of the night. That was so weird. Oh, yeah, it's 40-point game. Dang. Crazy. Are we doing requests? Hey, you know, at this point, we may as well. Leave your requests in the comments. I'll do them. But we've only got a couple players left on the tier list. But next up, we're going to do, because I got them up there, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. So we've got the top 3 players. Wolves clock manager should get a should not have played. 100% Jake Erickson. And Charles, you're right about the clock. I have no idea. That was super weird. I can't remember. I feel like there was clock issues in another game last night too. But check out that Lauri Markkanen dunk. Okay, tonight, did he have a crazy dunk? I'll check it out. Towns 2016-17 game highlight, any game. Oh man, JJ, you're really gonna get people riled up. But yeah, we're gonna go on to the top 3 or worst 3 players of the night. Our big 3. And to be honest, I kind of think, to be a spoiler, all 3 of these players should be the same grade tonight. D'Angelo Russell, 14 points. Karl Towns, 14 points. Anthony Edwards, 14 points. It's all bad, you know. Let's see. Should get demoted against Denver a couple games ago. Oh, the clock issues again? Oh, no, the Lauri. Okay, I see. Oh, I saw that one. That was wild, yeah. All 3 of them D Mass Xer. Honestly, I'm not even opposed to doing that. The only thing I'll say about Ant's game is that he did have 11 rebounds, but that's more of how the scheme is working because, like I've said, I mean, we've got Towns is out on the perimeter a lot more, and Jokic was just apparently chucking up threes from the top of the key the entire night. Hey, Godfrey, that is a crazy dunk. That is a wild dunk. And people don't even know about that dunk. We should show that one. Yeah, I think the top 3 players, I'll just read through their stats again real quickly. D'Angelo Russell, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 6 of 15 shooting. Karl Towns, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 4 of 11 shooting. Anthony Edwards, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 6 of 19 shooting, 0 of 6 from 3. So bad. D'Lo was a plus 10, weirdly enough. He was kind of out there with those bench lineups that kept it even for us. But yeah, no, it's just a bad night. And I do think, I agree with you guys, I think all 3 of them are D's tonight. It was a really bad game from all of them. Not good. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Oh, surprise Wancho. Just kidding. Anyways, by the way, did you know that Ed Davis plays for, I think he plays for the Cavs. Or wait, is it the Cavs? I was watching some game where they said that Ed Davis was out on the court, and I was like, excuse me? Oops, sorry, the highlights are gone. Let's see. That was an absolute murder of a dunk. Yeah, the Corey Brewer one, if you're talking about that. All the starters were down bad on the plus minus, other than D'Lo, which is weird. Should wear it as a badge of honor. It's the Cavs. Yeah, okay. Man, bad night. You probably look at this. Vanderbilt's the only starter that wasn't in D tier tonight. Crazy. JJ, I used to play 2K so much, and it would always be the Cavs. I just love the Cavs for some reason. I think because I got into basketball when LeBron James was like first with the Cavs, so I just kind of went off of that. And then they went to Miami, and I just kept being a Cavs fan on 2K for some reason. But, anyways, pretty bad game. Now, we do have another game coming up on Monday against the Magic. We should do well in that game. And I certainly hope that our starters are not. I hope we have no starters in D, C, or even B tier. I want this to be, well, probably in B tier. But the Cavs do actually look good. I watched the past couple of games because I've been doing some DraftKings where I've been like picking players, and I've actually been doing really well with DraftKings. I can't believe it. But they really are good, and Rubio's been crazy. JJ, you know, I'm the same. Monday won't really give me much satisfaction either, but it's more of like, it'll be relief, you know, because if we win that game, then I'll be like, okay, that's what should have happened. Thank goodness. I am happy for that. But that's about it. No. So I'm worried because I do think that we will play down to their level, and it'll be bad. It'll be real bad. Okay. Next up, look at, we have surprise Top Shot opening. It's Vintage Vibes D Wade. I've got 3 of them. They just arrived today. So we're going to open this up. Then we'll kind of close out the show after that. By the way, if you're new here, if you're watching this back on YouTube, we're going to be doing pack openings throughout the season. I'm kind of a fan of this, I guess, now. I don't know why, but I just enjoy collecting these cards. And I guess being lured into a scam. I just love it. But I love it, and we're going to keep opening these packs. If you're new here right now, please give us a like on the stream and subscribe if you're new. But again, most of you guys are already here all the time. So, but we're going to go ahead and open this, see what we get, see if we get any really high serial numbers. I doubt it. If we do, you'll have a reaction from me and see whatever I look like whenever I get a high pack. There it is. High pack. It's silver. I don't remember it being silver. Okay, I tried to record this and it messed it all up, so I'm not doing it this time. Okay, we're going to open it. Here we go. If you're new to Top Shot, you're looking for low serial numbers. All right, here's 1. So you want to get a low serial number. There's typically anywhere from like 12,000 to 40,000 to more available. And these are all just virtual. It's kind of, if you don't know what an NFT is, Google that. I'm not going to explain it. But basically, this is my card. I own it. And I can have it in my VR meta house that comes from Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, Dwayne Wade, this is a 67,000. Oh, yeah, so this one's out of 240,000 this time because that's how many people bought it. But so if you get a high serial number, you're doing well. So these ones, these are called fandom. I don't think these ones are going to necessarily be that great. Because they allowed people to get up to 3 of these, which I did. So I got 3. Because I figure, you know, all of these cards are worth something. And to have these, you might be able to use them in like a showcase thing going down the road. You never know. So anyways, oh my gosh, I forgot to check the Timberwolves app. Hopefully there's not been free tickets missed. There hasn't been. Thank goodness. They don't really have many tickets to give out anymore. Anyways, next pack. All right. Will this be the low one? Well, none of them are guaranteed to be low. I'm saying that as if as if it's guaranteed. 57,000. Not good. Is this the same one? Are they all the same one? Am I just stupid? I'm stupid, I think. Yeah, they're all going to be the same then, probably. Okay. We'll get some real pack openings here in the future. We'll just do this one real quick. It needs to be a high serial number for me to be happy, otherwise it's just the same moment. And it's even worse serial number. Oh my god. Exhilarating. Again, another thing that Ashwin would just be absolutely so pumped for right now. Let's see, I gotta catch up on chat. Sorry, I was looking at the pack opening. Oh, Suggs is going to return to Mini on Monday. That's true. You should add refs to the tier list. Oh, Jake Erickson with the goated idea. Oh my gosh. I totally need to put like a picture of Ed MALLOY there. Got a good feeling that Minnesota Hoopers are going to be getting in the league. That's true. It's kind of sad to see that all of them could have played in Minnesota but weren't recruited or something like that. We blow out a bottom feeder, you're supposed to, but you lose, everyone's going off. Yeah, well, no, exactly, JJ. If we lose, that's going to be terrible. Is it possible that you could get a really valuable one of these? Yes, Godfrey. So let's take a look here. Great question. So if we take a look here, this is the lowest serial. So for example, well, no, we can't sell this one yet, so I can't show you this one. But let's look at my moments, okay? So out of my moments, I have Uh, Probably my most valuable one is a LeBron James one. So let's take a look at that one. It's a limited edition card. I've got some WNBA ones in here. Can't find him. I've got LaMelo Ball rookie card. I've got LeBron James. Okay, so LeBron James, this serial number was kind of high. You still want to get a lot higher than this, single digits, or even like if you get a 1, I'll show you here. So 1,800 out of 12,000 is really good. And LeBron James is a playoff moment and it's a dunk. Those are all good things. So top sale of this is $2,000. And I got this off of maybe, I think it was like a $30-$40 pack or something like that. So these could definitely be worth it. So, for example, though, let's look at the listings. These are how much people are trying to sell them for, though, so it's somewhat misleading. But right now, if I wanted to, I could sell only this play for $115. Because usually if you put the lowest ask in, people are going to buy it. Now, if we look at the ones that we can purchase, though, somebody does have the number 1 card and they're selling it for $23,000. No, I don't want to buy that. These cards, you know, the number 1s I think will be kind of timeless. Those will always have value regardless of how popular Top Shot gets, regardless of how the player does. It doesn't matter. You could find like anything. You could find a Mason Plumlee number 1 card and it'd be worth thousands of dollars. So yes, I hate Mason Plumlee. But yeah. So that's Top Shot. We'll be doing a couple more of those throughout the rest of the season because I like opening them, even though this one was kind of different. But I just enjoy doing it. So and maybe it'll take off like Shiba Coin or something. Anyways, yeah, terrible game. Mass Dexter he fell asleep on his keyboard. It's a bad game though. Not fun to watch. I was really looking forward to the game too, so that kind of hurts. But just to give you guys an idea of what's coming up next, tomorrow I am busy. I am going to a not Timberwolves game. I'm going to a Vikings game with a friend from out of town. Same friend from out of town that is going to be going to the Timberwolves game on Monday for hopefully a win. Thank you, Arby's, for the free tickets. But that game, I'm not sure because I'm not sure if my friend is gonna just go. He probably will just go straight back to his Airbnb. Maybe I could do a show. It might just be late, if that's okay with you guys. But I think Ashwin's back on Monday. If not, I'll let you know. As always, I'll post it on Twitter and stuff like that. So, oh, that's what I was gonna ask you guys. I mean, there's really not any highlights from tonight. I don't think I really want to even make a highlights video. The only one I can make is Malik Beasley. I'm sitting in, I think, 225. Let me just double check. And let me double check for free tickets from Arby's. None. Okay. I'm sitting, I know it's front row upper deck of 225. So you can come and stalk me, follow me back to my apartment, and join me for a show. No, but yeah, 225 front row. I think that'll be okay. I don't mind sitting front upper deck, to be honest with you. Kind of nice to be in the corners and stuff. Because when you're down low, I got Arby's tickets super low for one of the last games, and we were so close. And it was for the second Pelicans game, I think. Yeah, the one where Ant went off for like 21 or 23 points in the third quarter or whatever. So we got to be at that basket, so that was really cool to be there. But then when we went down to the other side, we couldn't really see anything because it was so far away. It's like hard to see the plays. So I don't mind being up top. And then you have less people, You also have like different people up there because it's like obviously they Mass Dexter, God. But you know, you just have like families up there and stuff. You don't have like as many drunk people. Not that I had like so many drunk people, but yeah. Anyways, I will be in section 225. Come say hello if you'd like. I think that's all I have for tonight, though. You know, kind of a bad performance from the Timberwolves. Not really that much to talk about other than just doing the tier list and opening an NBA Top Shot pack. So, try to be back on Monday. Again, I don't know how my schedule is going to work, but 15 minimum win. Yeah, if we don't win by 15 against the Magic, I guess other than like garbage time minute them coming back, that's different. Um, but yeah, we better win by a lot. 225, say less. I'll see you there, Mastexer. I coming from Canada. Um, but anyways, that's all I got. I have nothing else to say. Keep an eye out for the Timberwolves app to see if they have any new tickets come available in the Arby's section. I don't have an Arby's close enough to me, so I can only hope for the tickets to show up. And they still haven't. And that really makes me think that they're kind of done doing that. That would make sense. So, anyways, keep airdrop on. Ooh, yeah. Look for Cameron's iPhone. Okay, I'll be there. Airdrop on for everyone. Please don't airdrop me anything crazy though. Oh my god. I guess I'm just there with my dad and my friend and my wife. So if you do anything wild, as long as it doesn't like brick my phone, I'm okay. So I'll see. Yeah. All right. You better stalk me. Anyways, that's it. I'm terrible at saying goodbye to streams, so I'm just going to play the intro and let it run. You guys get to hear the beats, vibe out, and we'll see you. We'll see you on Monday night. Good night, everybody.